welcome to the trip.
Hello, hello, hello. This is
So I'll say welcome to the new 26-27 season, I guess, because you can tell we got a new intro. So for the new season. So welcome to the show. We've got Spencer with me. How you doing, Spencer?
I'm here. I'm doing all right. Can't complain. I mean, could, but no one cares. So, but everything's fine.
You can complain. This is why you're on YouTube, so you can complain.
Oh,
you can't throw your dirty laundry out there for everybody to see.
Nah, we'll keep this one private. It's all good.
All right. No
But we're
problem.
good. Trust me, everything's fine. Life's good. It's just there's a couple things that could be a little bit better, but whatever.
I hear you. But you're here, so I guess it's not. You can't. It's not all. It can't be that bad. Hopefully that you're here. So we'll see. Or this is part of the remedy. Say hi to a couple people who have joined us. Got Arsenal Misfit in the house. Thanks for joining us. We've got DX in the house. Welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he likes the intro. Yeah. Try something different. I figured since we did win some stuff, I can't put that out there.
Yeah.
For the next year, it won't be true. It is the truth. It is the truth. This is greetings, everyone. Yeah, Steven says, hope you guys are good. Yeah, how's it going up? What's going on for you up north? Hopefully it's a little quiet for you up there. And yeah, so we are here. And I guess right now it is that season. It's I guess it's hard to say. I wanted to say this is the meltdown season, but everything about football is a meltdown season. Right now, we're melting down because of the players we got or didn't get, how much we sold them for, even though we don't care how much we spend, all that kind of stuff. So we'll get into that and then some. But guess what? We'll do. Did you get to watch the preseason game?
No, absolutely not. Saturday was doing stuff with family. Did stuff with my dad, and then went off with the missus. I think I saw some highlights, but I didn't watch it, unfortunately. So, but yeah, I did not get a chance to check it out. Unfortunately, I did see that we scored 4 goals, which is always good.
Yes.
And yeah. But yeah, no, I did not. Did you get a chance to check it out?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I was. One, I was on vacation. Two, it just happened to be the right timing in the sense that the boss was going to go out shopping, or no, they actually went to the pool. Like, do you want to go to the pool? I was like, no, I want to watch this. So I actually sat and watched this by everybody. I went to the pool to hang out, but it was fine. It's fine. So that's what I did. I sat down and watched it. I had to find the right. First, I thought, okay, Arsenal.com. Nope, couldn't find it there. Then I had to look around until I finally did find it on, I think it was DAZN. So I saw it there. So I watched it there. But yeah, I think Arsenal is having a bit of a technical problem with their site. So everybody who spent money on it, they're going to get a refund now because they can't get the videos up. Which is interesting.
Yeah.
So is my audio getting better?
Your audio is fine on YouTube. It's absolutely fine.
Okay.
It's just internally it sounds a little funky, but I tested it. I turned it on for a second. You're fine.
All right, cool. It might wonder it's the fan behind me or something like that. That fan conditioner behind me.
No, it's probably some setting.
Okay.
The way the audio's output is going internally to my computer. It could be in my computer end too, but You sound fine on YouTube. Just
Okay, cool.
want to
Thank
make
you.
sure of that.
Yep. The match was on Amazon Prime here in the city. Oh, I didn't know it was on. I didn't know it was on Prime. There's too many streaming services now that show the same thing. Remember when it used to be you only find it on one? You know?
Yeah.
Now,
Well, a friend of mine today at the gym, we were talking, and he's an older gentleman. He's a Liverpool fan, and he was like, "Yeah." He said, "Oh, they're not showing as much as the Premier League on USA anymore." And I'm like, I said, "Well, it's on Peacock. It's relatively cheap. Because I ain't paying for it." And slowly in my mind, I said, "Well, I guess I ain't watching it." Like, I mean, I mean, you can dodgy stream it, but knowing him, he's not going to dodgy stream it at all. If it's not under cable or normal airways, he's not going to watch it. But I mean, that's a choice you're going to have to make. But
yep. There's too much. There's too much out there. So there's too many. That means there's more choices than before. All right, so let's get into. I guess you didn't see the game, but I'll just go through it and maybe.
yeah, I'll let you do what you got to do, and
Yeah.
I'll chime in.
So, front line start. I guess. Let's start from the front. You know, let's start from the back. Kepa was in goal. I don't know about you, but I'm hoping Kepa doesn't leave.
You hope he doesn't leave?
Yeah. Or if he's gonna leave, make sure it's one of those one in, one out kind of deals.
Well, okay. Well, so what did we pay for him again? What was it 5 million euros?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I would keep him. And if he walks for free in a couple of years, he walks for free.
Yep.
You know, next year, if he walks for free, he walks for free. I don't think it's that big of a deal moving him on. I mean, I guess
We
it
lost
depends.
to we got knocked out of one cup and we lost the final with our backup in there. I think he'll do better this time around, but like the guy who's replaced him right now is worse.
That's the problem you have.
So that's the scary part.
Do you know, like, I mean, you're a business guy, so you understand the principle I'm about to talk about. Sometimes it's okay to pay a little more just to make sure you're getting quality.
Yep.
Right? And what that means by that is, like, if something happens to my A guy, I need a B guy that I can rely on. Now, if someone comes in, like, hear me out. If someone comes in, especially because Carl Hein, they moved him out, right? Carl Hein got moved out. I guess you got Tommy Setford, you know, the young buck, but I think he just went out on loan.
Yeah, the plan is to go out if he hasn't already. Yeah.
So, but again, like, you know, if someone comes in and says, "Hey, we're willing to pay you 25 million euros for Kepa," you entertain it, right? But I think at the end of the day, if something happens to Raya, like an unexpected event or something, I would feel a lot better about our title defense chances with Kepa in goal than I would in with Meslier in goal. And again, there's still levels to this. So regardless of whether you know, Raya, you know, you're not going to replace Raya. Like, that's just not going to happen. But at the same time, the Kepa thing and the Cup, and I get it, you know, how people feel about Kepa just in general. And the Carabao Cup was painful. But again, like, that's partially Kepa, partially Arteta. It's not just solely on Kepa's shoulders if we're going to really sit back, you know, 6, 7 months, 5 months later and think about it. You know, so again, I would keep Kepa around. If he walks for free, then he walks for free. But I think, you know, you're paying for an investment as a backup goalkeeper, and you won the title last year.
He's worth more than a free, that's for sure.
Sure, but I think he's worth more sitting on our bench than he is being sold for 10 million euros.
Yep. I'm with you on that.
Like, again, if someone comes in at 25 million and wants it for 25 million euros, okay, that's different, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah. Steven said he missed the game, but I heard we won. Yeah, we did. And we'll get into that as well. The back line, which could be our back line we play Coventry. Could be. I doubt it. I think Gabriel will be back, I think. But the back line was Calafiori and Capilla, Mascara, and White, which is, for me, that's a decent back line in the Premier League, especially against a team like Coventry City. I think we should be okay. If that was the back line we started with, I think we'd be okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. Yeah, Timber and Gabriel might be available, but there's no reason to rush. Definitely no reason to rush Timber. Gabriel, if he needs his rest, why not?
Yeah.
That'd be okay to let him rest and maybe come in second half if it worked out. Defense did really well. I don't feel like I'm trying to think. I don't feel like they threatened us that much. I mean, if we look at I'll look at the stats right now. They had 5 shots on target, 12 taken on. I like to think some of that happened probably in the second half. Yeah. They got yeah. So basically, they had 5 shots on target. 3 in the. Oh wait, am I looking at the wrong stat? Yeah, I am looking at the wrong stat. Pretty much all their work was in the second half. The first half, when we had those starters in, they got 2 shots, none on target. They got 1 touch in the box. That's what I would consider our number 2 back line.
Yeah.
I think they did all right. I mean, Dorona they did get demoted, but still, that's what you're doing with them. I think they'll be fine.
Yeah.
You did really well with that back line, so and then they're good. They'll keep us afloat. Midfield, this is where I guess we're gonna have questions. This is where we're gonna have answers as well. Hopefully, answers really soon. Havertz, Skelly, and then Wary in that midfield. I think midfield did well. I think Wary didn't. People didn't like the way he played, but I think he was asked to do something. I think Havertz was asked to be more of the attacking threat in that midfield than Wary.
Mm-hmm.
And it showcased with the fact that he got the ball and stuff like that. I don't think Havertz is being asked to defend as much. I think he's asked to push forward a little bit more. So at least that's the way it felt to me. But yeah, where he didn't showcase himself well, but I don't think he was asked. So I think Arteta was asked to okay with the way he played. Like do things I thought he would be able to do. Now the front line, that's probably where it's supposed to be really good stuff. You got Solis, Gyökeres, and Dalvin. Front line did really well. Gyökeres, I think, didn't do so good, but I mean, when you score 4 goals, I think you scored at least. I think you scored 3 of them. When that front line was in there, I think we'll take that. So let's put a nice. I mean, I guess we'll go through the scoring right now. First goal was Havertz with a nice pass from Skelly to Dalman to Havertz. We put Havertz on goal and basically Havertz took a little touch and then put it and slot it past the goalkeeper. Very nice for Dalman. He looks really good every time he plays. So it's really outside of. He does try to dribble through people sometimes. Sometimes it's all right to hold on to the ball a bit more and reset instead of losing the ball when he does. But when he does well, he's good. Zolis, I think, is the second goal. Very nice touch from him. I think it was Calafiori to pass him the ball. He steps inside and puts his foot through it. Very nicely done. I think it might have been a touch, but it doesn't matter. It's a nice shot to the far post. Scores. In the second half, we scored pretty quickly. Down with a nice goal, I think. Girona, for some reason, was playing for fouls. One of their players went down, the right back. The left back went down. It was down throughout most of the play. Dalman gets the ball, steps inside, and then puts a ball on the near post and scores. Very nicely done there. And Jesus gets the ball because of our defense. Defense makes them cough off the ball, and Jesus jumps on it and scores. Very, that was the scoring that we had. Probably good more, but that's good. We started subbing after. Basically, I think we subbed a lot right after that goal. I think at halftime we did have some subs, but I think let's see at halftime. Who did we have? Actually, Solomon came off the 33rd minute. Vieira came off in the 33rd minute, and we had some subs in the second. A lot of subs in after we scored all the goals that we scored. So, Salmon actually played well for me when he came on.
Mm-hmm.
He looked really good. He looked comfortable on the ball. Vieira came on and came off, which is interesting enough.
How did he look?
Vieira,
No. His time's limited anyway, probably.
Yeah, his time's limited. I think he's going to be gone. I think they're just getting his feet wet a little bit, keep him in the groove, but he should be going to worst case Hamburg, where he played last year. So that should be an easy sell, but they're supposedly 4. But 4-1, we did give up a goal off a deflection. It looked like they may have fouled. I think they may have called that back if it was gone. One of our players was on the ground. He probably would have been one, but a player that probably would have come out and cleared it.
Yeah.
Who was on the ground? I think it was Mascara or I can't remember who it was. But they got one of our players to the ground. Clear. But our academy players looked really good when they came on. I mean, that's who came on in the 62nd minute. We had Ibrahim come in, we had Kabir come in, we had Copley come in, we had Arya Manus come in, O'Neill come in. That's I think that's like five or six academy players came in, and they played well for the academy players. Reese came in as well at that time, but the academy players I think all in all look really good for us for first game of the season. That's when you see some little glimpses, like when and where he came on and played in preseason. There's little glimpses of him, like that. Same thing with Skelly when he came on when he was still academy player. So they all look good. I think Salmon for me looked the best. The ones that came on, he looks comfortable out there. I don't know if they'll get much. I think they're going to work on him. He needs to work on his craft a little bit more. But in general, very nice 4-1 win for us. We'll see what happens tomorrow when we play Real Fergus.
Yeah.
So don't know who if anybody new will be joining. I believe the Spanish connection is in the house, right? I believe they're all available. They're all at least. And I don't know about the English players if they're back yet.
Yeah.
Like somebody like an Eze, he didn't play much. Even a Makweke who didn't play much, probably would be available. But Rice and Secker, of course, probably should have done extended breaks. So, I don't know what. But all in all, Dallin got, based on football, got player of the game. So it's hard to tell who. I mean, he's really good, but he had his moments. Solis looked really comfortable and good out there. I really think.
Will tomorrow's game be free?
Yeah, it's I did check it. It's on, I think, Paramount. I don't know if Arsenal's going to push it to YouTube. They should push it to YouTube on the weekend. So I don't know. But I think Paramount's going to have the game, so that should be an easy watch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What time is tomorrow's game? Is it 3 p.m.?
Yeah.
For us?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. 3 p.m.
See if I get a chance to watch it. Maybe not.
I'll be in the office. I won't have to sneak it. I played Arteta like a cheap fiddle in that cup game.
I'm over that one.
I don't think Pep played Arteta. I think Arteta didn't have a good game.
I think the best way to put that is Pep played Arteta, but Arteta made it easy for himself to be played.
Yeah.
I think there's
if it's about the goalkeeper, then for sure he got played.
Yeah. But even then, you could argue maybe if you look at the 45th minute to that 60th minute, we didn't do well to adjust it, and maybe you could have done some earlier subs, but again.
Yeah, Arteta sometimes doesn't see that maybe I'm playing with house money and I'm keeping afloat. I should try not to do that anymore because I think the same thing happened in the Champions League final as well. Mascara was, not going to be able to hold up the entire game without giving up something. It's the same thing in the City matchup. Doku was having his way. Something you have to figure out. You know what? Maybe I have to make a change. Like same thing. Like when Arteta eventually put Rice in as a right back because he just was getting uncomfortable with the way he was playing. Like he needs to notice that before it happens. You know what I mean? And he could have noticed some of those types of things in that City match. He could have noticed it in the Champions League final as well. Like it would have been, people would have said, "Why are you making that change?" But he might have been like, "I pushed my luck enough." You know, it wasn't like I was scared. I was playing against any old person. Right? Playing against Kvaratskhelia, some say that the best luck going out here. So yeah. Steven says just take his kid to work with the back to 15. All right, we're here. Hopefully,
Oh no.
that's this he got halfway.
No, he's got another 9 minutes.
Yep. Strong performance. Yeah, I think it was a good performance for the players that were out there. So if anybody needed, I don't think anybody made himself look worse. I think Gyökeres could have done more, but I don't. I think there are a lot of youngsters around. So they probably don't know what he does well, but it seems that the fact that Skelly makes the pass to Dalvin, makes the pass to Havertz, that bang bang bang,
Yeah.
very nicely done there. So that was the game. Yeah, you get a chance to see hopefully tomorrow. Hopefully you'll see the same. I think Dalman definitely showed why he deserves some more minutes. If he's going to stay on the squad, or else he needs to go. Like Ethan, I think if he's not going to get the minutes, he might need to go. When we talk about this, and my feelings. I want him to play.
I've got a differing opinion on Ethan. And maybe it all depends on how this window ends, but I would not move on from him. I know I didn't get a chance to really look at the group chat today. I was kind of busy. I think I may have responded to one message. I don't remember. But someone posted a potential interest from RB Leipzig for Ethan.
Yep.
Again, I don't like it, but it all varies on who we bring in the forward package, right? That to me, I think there's a world for an Ethan Weary on this team, and I know you're going to say if the minutes aren't there, but I think you got to make the minutes.
If you're not going to make the minutes, then you have your answer.
I mean, and I think that you're right, but again, like my argument also comes down is Dauman. Has Dauman potentially pushed Ethan to the side? Or do you want to make an argument that the forcing of Madueke is pushed Weary to the side? I know that's a deep question.
Yeah, no, it's hard to tell because Weary is, I think both Dauman and Weary played through the middle when they were in academy. More than they
Madueke does have value because I know people are going to say Madueke's trash. Don't want to see him. That's fine. Whatever. Cool. I still think there's value in the player. I still think there's a good young player there that potentially, who knows.
But he has speed and pace that Dauman and Weary don't have. And I don't know if they're ever going to have that, which is fine because I don't think they need it.
Yeah.
But like any winger in the market today, they all have the same problem.
Yeah.
They got pace, but they got no clinical finishing.
I still think there's a world where you got to start thinking about the replacement for Odegaard.
That's where Ethan and Weary comes in.
Right. And again, you have to look at Dauman and him for those positions, right? Like, let's be fair. To me, this is how I see it. I think Dauman's more of a central guy. Or I think Weary could do well on the wing, backing up Saka.
But who's the better footballer right now?
We can forget how good Weary was when he played.
No, I'm just saying. But who's okay? You add the potential
product right now. Dauman.
You put the potential for a Dauman. You're like,
yeah.
That kind of like I want to see that grow as well. So that's why they both need some. They don't need tons. I don't think they need like starters minutes, but they need to be able to grow.
I'll put it to you like this: if I was offering the salary for both players, I'm probably putting Weary on 60 a week. I think that's probably close to what he's at right now. But Dowman's a 6-digit player for me already.
He's worthy
You're
of
buying,
that.
you're paying him now. Hell, I even think at this stage, to make sure you secure his senior contract, which I think won't be an issue. You're doing whatever you can to make that work, and I'm not saying anything crazy, but a decent signing bonus or whatever you have to do to structure it properly to make sure you protect the asset. But if you were to say, "Hey, Spencer, who you signing right now to us?" And I know Weary's already on his senior contract or whatever, but if you're going to keep one of the two, it's going to be Dowman. We've just seen more flashes from Dowman, and Weary's had good moments. You know, part of me wishes they wouldn't have bought Madueke, but at the same time, Madueke, I'm gonna get yell and get hate for this, but Madueke coming in was a more finished footballer that could do the other things that are needed that he asked Saka to do, that he asked Martinelli to do, but the finishing product's not there. That's a fact, can't be denied. But for 50 million and what the market is right now, it was good value. But again, who's that left wing position's up for grabs too. Zolas planted his flag on Saturday, right?
Yep.
The Vinny thing, whether that happens or not, I'm at the position now that I think it doesn't happen, and nothing's changed that I've seen reporting wise. I just don't think it happens. But that's where I look at it.
That's it's easy to say that because that's pretty much what I think even Vinny wants, right? But the body of work once again tells you why couldn't it happen? I mean, this isn't. It's not like they just started talking about him renewing with Real Madrid. They knew about this for 1 to 2 years now that this day was going to come.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? So, and they haven't been able to make it work. So, if that's the case, and if everything that they've said is true, then guess what? They won't let him stay and go for free. If that is the case, and even if they gave him the number, he could still say, "I don't want to sign it." Then he will play. Force their hand. And so it's really, as much as people say it's in Real Madrid's hand, he could still say no. He could still say, "I don't want to do this anyway. This is not, either way I want to be or how I want to be looked at."
Yeah.
Right? I mean, there's a lot to be said about because he wants what his worth is, and it's not. I don't think it's just about the money.
Yeah.
And the image rights. I think there's a little bit more going on in terms of the football side of things. Bringing in Diamande, all right? They have Mbappe. Does Mbappe want to move to the center? Move centrally? I don't think so, but that is an option there.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, again,
go ahead.
if you're gonna think about this from the left wing perspective, and let's just say the Vinny thing doesn't happen, we don't really want to keep Martinelli. But if Martinelli can demand a massive, transfer fee, let's say the 60 million, right, which is not crazy for his talent.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a move where you're like, and Weary, hey dude, this might be your chance for you to take on Zolas? Or you know what I mean? Like someone needs. I mean, Eze at the left wing is also there, but to me, I view Eze more as a 10. So if you're looking at from a depth chart perspective, you're looking at Eze and Odegaard. You're looking at Miles Lewis, Skelly, and Rice. You're looking at Zubamendi and Bruno G, which I think is going to happen tomorrow, or by the end of the week. So you're looking at no guards punched out, right? So you're wondering where do you fit in here in Weary and the left wing position. I don't know what side foot he uses. He probably not the right side for a left winger. But if you want to be an Arsenal player, go take that challenge on, right? Because I think that's where Madueke is going to end up eventually, is the left wing position. But again, this is all speculation.
From what I've seen, he you say that, but then Zolas, as you said, has put his flag down and. By the way, you're gonna look at things, I think, and go, guess what? Like it's the same thing with when you see a good Trossard,
mm-hmm.
right? If it's Trossard and in Madueke, who you going with?
A good Trossard if I can get it, for sure.
Exactly. So, and Trump and Zolas, he's young, so he's got potentials. So the same potential that you're hoping that you're going to get from Madueke, Zolas has it as well. But his body of work says he'll do better.
And to keep it in perspective, though, Gary, on top of that, we're also going to play probably close to 50, 60 games a year. So, yes, Zolas could be the number one. But, Ethan, you're going to get 25 starts. Or, do you know what I mean? Like, that's something, again, we've talked about this in the future of this club going forward, that Arteta has to be better at is the man management aspect and the rotation and trusting other players. We'll see if he does it. I think it's ultimately necessary this year. I think some injuries are going to force it, but go ahead, go through the chat. I'll shut up for a second. Do what you got to do.
BX says he hopes they bring in another defender. We'll get into that. So I don't know which defender we're going to bring in for what position. Lone Star London is in the house. Thanks for joining us. He says, BX, nice Star, welcome to the show. Lone Star London, thanks for joining us. Got Kareeb, 4897 London. North London is red. Yes, this London is red. Screw that. I don't want to take this one part. Just take the whole thing. Right? Take the whole thing. BX says, I think MLS represents the right mindset of a young player. Could you head down when called upon? Yeah, I think so too. I don't think Ethan and Wary, I don't think it's getting the same message. Skelly. So I don't think it's the same. That's why I think it looks the same. It seems different on the outside. Like when Ethan probably could have gotten more minutes when Odegaard was injured. That sent a message, at least to me, that he is not ready or whatever. But I think he could have done well playing. I think he did well when he came on. And he's a young kid, so he's going to have to work. Like the same way, if you remember, when Madueke first started, what did he do? His first touches, what did he do? He shot.
Yeah.
He shot. Like the first 5 or 6 times he played and came on, first thing he did was shoot. And you're like, what are you doing? You're not that good. Ethan did the same thing, but Ethan stumbled will keep his hands on a bit of some of those times when he came on. So, they grow out of it eventually, and he has grown out of it. I think he's been all right defensively. Is he going to be like Madueke fast and get back? I don't think so, but I don't think that's what. You can't ask everybody to do the same thing. I think you have to know their strengths and go with it. So, I think I get you with the Skelly thing. I think, with Skelly. And both players have played out of position, right? Skelly played left back.
Mm-hmm.
Ethan has played as a wing, right? But Skelly's been offered that opportunity. Is Ethan getting that opportunity this time around? Right? He's a year behind, I think, in his development than Skelly. So are they looking at Ethan to get that same kind of plan that Skelly had, where yes, we want to play there as long as it works out. It didn't work out for Skelly last season because of injuries. But when he did get his chance, he showed up, right? Do you think it's the same kind of process and plan? He should stay, and it'll work out. But will he? I'm not sure. He's got 2 players ahead of him, whereas Skelly had 1. He was injured, right? Calafiori was injured like pretty much immediately.
Yeah.
Between him and Kapia, right? So I don't know if that's going to happen. We'll see how Erdegaard and as they work out. Those are the 2 guys ahead of him. And even then, Moreno and Havertz might even be ahead of him still. Right? This could be potentially 4 players ahead of him based on the way the team makeup is. So.
I don't know, man. Yes, you're probably right. But I think Miles Lewis Skelly, man, that guy. I mean, I saw TalkSport put this thing out saying that allegedly United were looking at him, and everyone's like, "Oh, 35 million." I'm like, "There's no way Skelly's 35 million. That's 100." To me, he ain't going for anything less than 100. You got a player that can play left back. He can play the CDM role. He can play the CM role. Absolutely not, man. I would. You know what? You want to talk about? You want to make me riot as a fan? Sell Miles Lewis Skelly. if they sold in Weary, I would be upset, but I wouldn't riot over it. But Miles Lewis Skelly, look at what we're trying to pay for a 28-year-old Bruno Gomes. And again, Bruno is probably one of the best in the world.
No, we will spend a little bit on sometimes experience and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But potential, which is what most of the players, a lot of the players that were sold this early part of this window, weren't sold on what they have done.
Mm-hmm.
They were sold on what they might do, right?
Correct.
Elliot Anderson's not sold on. He's not 117 mil, right? Same thing with same thing with Mateus Fernandez, right? He's not being paid for what he's done. He's getting paid for what he might do, and like you said, Skelly ran out the season, played in the Champions League final. I don't know what kind of body work you're looking at and going, you know what? He's worth 35 mil, like you said. That's ridiculous. Nah, that can't be right.
I'm hanging the phone up on you. Don't call me again.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, there's no way you can say, well, what did you do last time you were out? Well, I closed out the season for my team and we went to the final.
He played that Fulham game and it changed our direction of our team. But again, like the guys, nah, man. I don't think the club's going to sell him. I think that's crazy. But again, like that's a guy. Yeah, I agree with BX on the attitude thing, and I'm not saying where he has a negative attitude. I don't see it. I don't know.
Well, they said the same thing about Skelly. So for me, all this attitude stuff with our youth for some reason is a problem. I don't get it. When there's other players that there's other players that I believe actually have the attitude, and we say that's just the arrogance of a football player who's really good at what they do.
I think a lot of this stuff you're hearing is made up, though, Gary. I think it's people looking for clicks, and someone starts a rumor here, and then people just run with it. Oh, I heard he's got a bad attitude. Oh, well, you don't know.
They said that about Skelly. They said he looked like he's too confident out there. And it's like he probably is confident out there. He feels good about what he's doing. Yeah. And if you don't have a confident player out there, guess what? They shy, and then you call them Erdegaard, right? When they talk about Erdegaard, they talk about how he's shy and he's scared to be out there, right? He's getting ran through in the midfield. It looks like they don't like that, right? I don't think Skelly looks like he's confident out there. Totally opposite. But I say he has an attitude, I don't get it. Long story, Lundler agrees with the X on Skelly, the right mindset for a youngster. Yeah, I think they're different things, different, like Dowman and Skelly and Ethan are all totally different youth academy players in the sense of what they have done and what they're about to do. You know what I mean? They're all confident in their skill set. Dowman, I think, is probably the most talented of the three, right? Mm-hmm. But he's still young, so it's gonna, they're gonna ease him in as they should. Yeah, he doesn't have to be Yamal, right? He doesn't have to be Yamal. But we're not that desperate to put him out there that he has to, do everything right now. Like I think Yamal might have come out too soon, right? He may wear down before he gets to his prime. Yeah. Looking back in the documentary, Eddie and Conga had a dialogue, but Eddie had to tell him to wake up. Yeah. I do remember that conversation when Conga was complaining about minutes and whatnot. And you can't just look at him like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't feel like I don't think that's Ethan. You know what I mean?
No, I don't think it is either.
The way that Conga was acting, I don't think that's Ethan. So, yeah. It says Ethan needs to humble himself and just he's forcing himself out, being so headstrong. I don't see it. Yes, I don't see that. I know there's a lot of that talk, but I think for me it's the same thing as Skelly, and we saw how Skelly worked out. Steven is back from dropping the kid off. Then you definitely need another center back. If Debbie goes down, we're in real trouble. Yeah, I think you're right about we probably need. When you think about defender, I was trying to think why, right? It's Hincapie, but like if Calafiori is a risk, and that's why Hincapie isn't really a good stopgap for both either the left back or the center back. Is more likely he'll be a left back because Calafiori might not last. Right now, you are missing that player that plays behind him, right? I think when I was looking at one of the breakdowns of like our positions and stuff like that. Like Hinkapia is the way they have it in transfer market. He's a center back for. It's one of the 4 center backs that we have, essentially. And as a left back, he's also a left back for as well, along with Timber. But Timber was our starting right back. So yeah, I guess we could do with another defender.
Okay, so let's talk about that though. Okay, another defender. Is Konsa really? Because that was reported by one person and that just kind of went dead.
Yeah, I think it's. I don't. I think it's dead because the Vinny and the Bruno things have taken precedence. But before we continue with that, got somebody who's joining us a little bit late. He said he would be, and he is here now. Tony from the
Hello, Tony.
I guess he says from the south, but it's not from the south. Southwest, maybe. Yes.
South Central is technically what it is.
South Central, but that doesn't even sound right. Nobody says I'm from South Central. Where? Oklahoma. No, it doesn't roll off the tongue right.
It's for government district, so.
You are echoing, so I don't know if you got 2 mics on. If you've got whatever, something, we can hear you. I can hear you echoing it. So you need that.
What about now?
Still got the echo.
Ironically, Gary, you've had an echo the whole show with me. I've just dealt with it.
Oh, is it? Okay.
But you're not. But again, I said earlier that what everybody's hearing on YouTube is perfect. So
All right,
whatever.
so everybody in the chat, let me know if Tony's audio is good. We'll deal with it over here.
See, to be fair, like that's what it sounds like. Is Gary? You sound like you're in another state, whereas me and Tony sound like we're like next to each other.
Interesting.
But it's okay. It's fine. I'm making it.
Well, if everybody is okay with the audio, then we're fine.
We're chilling out in the south.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, see, let me go through the chat and try to catch up as I did, and we'll let you bring it in, Tony. You have to be sensible and always be on at the elite level for sure. But I think the youngsters should get a little bit of a time to work into that as they work on their craft, as I say. Yeah. So he was out for several months, so we don't. Yeah, that's one reason why we need that backup. I think Konsa is still on the radar. I think we're trying to get in, for example, Bruno, which seems to be. We'll talk about that pretty much. That's not done, but that's further ahead, and should hopefully be hearing about him traveling for the medical soon. I slated Arteta before, but he's doing right by the youth. They have to have the right mentality to survive and thrive. Yeah. I just don't think he didn't. I don't think he had an environment for the youth to come in. Like Saka was, was brought in and he got the best out of him, but he had to find play. You just put him everywhere and anywhere. We don't have that. We're set up totally different. Now we have a very strong 11. You're not going to get to play if you're not ready. Arteta won't put you in. He won't even put his senior players in if they're not ready. So much less the academy players still working on their stuff. Jay says he'll agree he'll lose his mind. I want to say mind to be so MLS. He's a future Arsenal captain. Could be. He's definitely got a good head on his shoulder. Definitely does from the way he's spoken and everything. You got Palmer leaving City so young. He's a diva. Yeah, it didn't work out for him. It didn't work out for him, but I think he got injured. So you never know. I don't know if he was a diva. He just got injured. Stand man in the house. Good evening, everyone.
Great.
London Star, Mr. Stanley. Hey, everybody says hello. How's Beardy? That's right, Beardy Guna. He's back on the scene. Check him out. I think they do shows. I think they do a show later tonight or tomorrow night. I don't know when they do the show. We'll check it out. Old Beardy used to get mad at them. I won't like the wages that I have. He's a good man. Regular shows, the Arsenal standard. That's right. Check that out. Check it out.
I do like Mike Hurts. I think he's on there with him.
True. I was reading that Ethan could be going to Italy, $40 million in buyback clause. I hope if he has to go, definitely buyback clause. Some way to control his future. I think Arsenal should do. Let him go, and if it doesn't work out, then you haven't lost anything. But if it does, then he's gotten the minutes he needs. That guy will lose it if I join the MLS will be molded into a legend, especially playing behind Rice and Bruno for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, not only Bryson and Bruno, but also, he's in a room basically with Zubimendi and Moreno. Even Kai Harris and some people give him a little bit of that. A little bit of that. What he needs also. Yeah.
Just sounds like Spencer's buddy Norgard's gone.
Yep. I kind of expected it.
I think we all were disappointed in how things played out in the Premier League for sure. For him.
For him, yeah.
It was ridiculous. I just remember Spencer being so excited about him.
Yeah.
Then he gets more minutes the last game of the season than the entire
Yeah.
rest of the season.
They disagreed with me.
Yeah, it was frustrating because, yeah, I think you expected a little bit more. I mean, obviously there was the impact he had in the dressing room, which a lot of people did talk about. The players and the manager talked about what he did in the locker room for that senior presence again. But you think about that, right? You think about it from another sport perspective, like an NFL perspective, like bringing in a veteran backup as your quarterback who he's not going to play at all, but he's going to sit there and he's going to mold the young quarterback into the professional he's going to be. Sometimes that doesn't happen, sometimes it does, but it appears on the surface that Guard handled it like a professional, did some good mentoring. We won a title out of it. Would have liked to seen him play more minutes because I think there's still a good footballer in there, and you're going to see it. I think at Everton, I think you're still going to see the specialness that I think is Christian Ogard. But yeah, I was frustrated by it, Tony, for sure. But it's like the Jorginho role, right? They brought in that senior guy to kind of mold the team to work itself out, right? I mean,
And he was used probably the first year, but the second year he was barely used either.
yeah.
Yeah, but they didn't need him. Eventually, as long as the leadership's there, you'll take it because you can bring him in. He'll do the job right. He's professional, so. Yeah, I mean, when you get a player when they're hitting their 30s and stuff like that, they're in their body is the same. It's getting older as well. Some players can play into their 30s, right? Some players they get 30 and that starts to see things that they don't work anymore. Lone Star London says winning the Champions League must be the target this season.
Yeah.
I'll say this. Arsenal, as far as I usually do this progression thing. Winning back-to-back Premier Leagues over winning a Champions League. Not even over, but if we won back-to-back Premier Leagues or we won a Champions League, I think that's almost equal. We were able to win a big trophy like a Premier League and along with another domestic cup. That would be equal, also to winning the Champions League by itself. And all we've done is improve from year to year. So improve year to year might be if we got 2 Premier Leagues in a row, we didn't win the Champions League. That for me that's you can't talk to me. You know what I mean? You can't talk to me and say we had a bad season because we didn't win a Champions League.
Yeah.
Nobody wins back-to-back Premier Leagues. It's happened 3 times?
Yeah, it's gonna be hard for us to do.
It's going to be hard, but it's going to be hard for anybody to win the Premier League as well. It's not like, okay, we don't win it, so that it's easy for somebody else to win it. There's not one, we have the better odds to win it. We have the better team to win it. The Premier League, right? Right. What team has gotten so much better that they can keep up with us?
Well, you could argue City to an extent with bringing in Elliot Anderson, but I think again that's a massive unknown what they're going to look like in this Rusca.
If Rodri leaves, how does that?
Right.
How do they get better?
Again, if Rodri punches out, then that they don't get any better. But again, it's still an unknown anyway. Following Pep, right? Chelsea with Xabi Alonso is a fascinating one for me. And I know it's Chelsea. Their history tends to believe they're not going to be patient. But if they're patient with Xabi, I don't, again, not this year, but the trajectory of the teams the United one is an interesting argument based on the fact that, Carrick's got them kind of righted the ship to an extent. You also got to figure out how Europe's going to play into this for them. So that's more money for them, but that's more games for them to manage. Liverpool still with Areola, Can he match the success of Bournemouth there? They've had a massive move out too, right? Salah's gone. Trent left last year, so there's that transition. It seems like's happened at Liverpool, right?
Yep.
So, and then I guess will that team be any better? Yeah, they're not going to challenge to win the title, no way. But those are the five that I would sit there and look at and go, is Aston Villa a dark horse? I don't maybe but they just lost Rodgers, and if their reinvestment works, then that's something that maybe makes them in. But honestly, the four teams that, in my opinion, are going to challenge for it are going to be Arsenal, Man City, Man United, and Chelsea. Those are going to be the four. There might be a December surprise where somebody's in second place or third place that we don't expect, like maybe a Villa, maybe even Newcastle. I know they're losing their whole midfield and a bunch of other players, but who knows? But repeating is very hard.
I think Newcastle's a stretch. But I know one thing that won't happen. There won't only be two teams with 70 plus points. I think with top four, all of them will be within 70 points.
So what do you think wins it next year? 84?
Yeah, 84, 85.
Yeah. If there's an argument for Arsenal to win it back to back, I think given where United are, Chelsea with the still unknowns, the teams I listed off or whittled off, that's where we don't know what they're going to look like next year. We don't know what Arsenal are going to look like. We really don't know with Declan Rice, him getting healthy. Saliba's going to be out for 4 months. We don't know Saka's health. I think Rice will be back sooner than we think. But if you bring in Bruno Guimaraes, you're going to be okay.
Do we know Saliba, though, with him not having back surgery now?
I would be shocked if we see him before December. Gary, thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know what the options are, like, and what the better option. The same, let him rest. Hopefully that works. Yeah, for me, there's no reason to rush him back. And like you said, if we did spend the money and get like a Konza in there, then I think we'll be fine. I mean, it's not like you said, we bring in Bruno.
Yeah.
If we're ready to go, if we were able to bring in Vinny, that would just, that will offset a little bit of the defensive frailty that we might have, which is not a lot. Which might be a lot, but isn't a lot when you compare it to what other teams have in their squad. Right? We lose Saliba, yes, we drop, but do we drop significantly worse than other teams in terms of what they have to offer on the back line? You know what I mean? I think it might even a playing field, but then if you tell me you're bringing in a Bruno, he'll be in the midfield. I think our midfield, once again, our midfield could be one of the strongest in the league, if not in the world, right?
Yeah.
You told me you had Bruno, Rice, and then pick one of our 10s, right? And if you want to go even stronger and you say Skelly's in that midfield with Bruno or Zubimendi's, like we've got 4 legit midfielders that could play in that in the 3 positions if we needed to. And I don't think we'd see a significant drop off. We'll have the control we want, right?
But Tricks had be an attacking player in there. Whether it's Odegaard or
Bruno can make those passes. Skelly can make those line splitting passes. We've seen it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I know what you're saying, Tony. We don't have an attacker who's thinking about it all the time. But we do have players who can make those passes in certain situations, right? Where we might need a lot more control. Let me try to catch up on the chat again. I'm falling behind again. Sounds like apparently Norgard made an exceptional cup of tea. No, I think he did more than that. Norgard won a title and prolonged his career by another 5 to 6 years. Probably sitting out. Yeah. He was the captain the year before. He got the rest in the Premier League anyways. He still put up about 1,000 minutes, so it wasn't he didn't take the whole year off. Retaining the league is my goal. Yeah, See, that's it. You got retaining the league. Lone Star London's got to win a Champions League. You bring in Bruno, expecting to move to the next level, and you want to be considered like what winning the true double would solidify that, right? Nobody would talk to us anymore, right? Right? You win through the big ones, and we had a chance to do that this year without a Bruno, right?
Yeah.
Without players that are coming back hopefully to be healthy, and if Rice and Erdegaard come back a little bit healthier and are able to have a healthier year than last year, we will be good. And Rice, not, I guess Saliba is the one question mark we have, right?
I actually, was it you that I texted? No, it was some other group. They said something about Consa, and I brought up Consa earlier. But I think we'd be better off just signing another fullback and rolling with, if Saliba's out for an extended period of time, Mascara and Hincapié playing center back with Gabriel. I'm not saying you shouldn't go play get another defender, but I feel like the fullback position worries me more than anything else, just because we've seen it. Whatever Arteta does with the fullback position requires a lot from those players. How many minutes Timber did, how many minutes White was unable to do because of health issues. Cappy has shown he can play that position. Calafiori's good when he's healthy. Somebody else in there.
And they're all center backs by trade.
There you go.
So I was asked that question anyway. Do we need a right back or a center back more?
You're right back, in my opinion.
Still questions on Timbers, and I don't think White can hold up there.
And Salmon's too young to really rely on to do massive Premier League minutes.
For who?
Salmon.
Oh.
He can probably do the league
If we had
phase of a Champions League.
If we had a healthy squad to start the season, then yeah, it'd probably be all right to bring him in. But we're not talking about a healthy squad to start. Timber is a question mark. Saliba's out. And Calafiori, he's not as big of a question mark as Timber, but he's a question mark as will he hold up this season? He hasn't held up so far in the last two. So, and he didn't, I guess, even probably 3 or 4 seasons he hasn't really held up. So, shouldn't be expecting much from him. City not winning another league title for a while. That dynasty was falling just like United, 2013, Chelsea, 2021. Yeah, it's like it looks like that. We can make sure of that ourselves. Santos, personally, if I'm going to take a player from Newcastle's midfield, it would have been Tonali. Yeah, I just don't think we're going to spend that much on him. I mean, would you have spent that much on him, Stan? He went for what, 100 mil? So I don't know if we're going to spend that on him. After we got Rice at 100 as well. I don't think he's Rice level. Maybe he is, but potential. But yeah, I don't think we were going to spend that much on him. City's fallen in 2026. It's Arsenal's turn. I hope so. I hope we do take advantage of that. I'm happy with Bruno over to Tonali. Tonali, the mercenary. Yeah, not as much as a mercenary than Vinny Jr. I think there's a lot more to Vinny Jr. than just being a mercenary. It's been the first time he's left Real Madrid, left the team, right, for a very long time. So not that much of a mercenary yet. And the City go for the money. Yeah, every play goes for the money. That's why they leave, right?
Yep.
Reality sets in. Yeah, that will be the truth. We'll see how they play when they have 4 games, 4 things to play for. We're playing as midweek games on a regular. Yeah, Big says he likes Carrick and Alonso, but I hope they fail. The new destinations. Yeah, I don't want to like anybody's coaches, or managers. So I just want Arsenal to win. That's everybody else now.
So Gary, do you think we'll get Vinny or?
We talked about this a little bit. I think we can. I think he really wants to stay, but I think everything, like I said, the whole scenario doesn't seem like he will stay there, because they wanted to pay him. They would have just, like the same way that people tell us you should just go and pay to get your player, because that's supposedly Newcastle wanted 85 mil plus, right? And supposedly right now we're getting him for 70 plus 10, right? So you you fight your battles the way you want. I think right now, if they wanted to pay him, they would have paid him already. They wouldn't go through all of this.
Yeah, they offered him 22 million euros. He wants 30 million euros.
Yeah. So I think it's I think the odds are still that he'll stay, but I think it's creeping up there where we're getting some good odds as well. Also, I'd love to win the Champions League. Yeah, I think everybody in the red top, like me,
Yeah.
will take the Champions League. But like I said, I think the way we've been building as a squad, we just need to hold on in terms of I think that Saliba is the key. It was one of the linchpins, but I think if you told me we're bringing in Bruno and stuff like that, and we're going to have a more solid midfield, maybe we'll control games more. Maybe we won't need Saliba's to do as much as he's done in the past for us, right? So, I mean, you talk about the PSG back line, and they talk about the midfield first. So, if our midfield is just as solid, maybe that takes a little bit of the pressure off the back line. Under the radar, but he needs time. Who's that about? Glasner. Oh, Glasner, of course, on the radar, just being written off. Yeah, I think Forest doesn't have as good enough squad to compete, right? They finished 16th, all right? So maybe he'll get them moving up, or will they get them competing in the top 10? I don't know.
I think Glasser's going to be really good at Forest, especially if they can hold on to Morgan Gibbs right. I think absolutely.
It's going to cost a lot to get rid of him, though.
I think how successful he was at Crystal Palace. One FA Cup, European trophy. Pretty good haul there. They've got an ambitious owner. I don't know what they can and can't spend, but if there's a guy that I think that can win with less, I don't know. I think of all if we're talking mid-table and below managers, he's probably the best of the rest.
Yeah, well, he's at Crystal Palace, who was finished one position ahead of Forest, so it's not like he was playing his team was playing that much better.
Well, let's think about it from this perspective, Gary. So you're talking about league position. We're talking about they won an FA Cup, and then they also won a European trophy. So again, I think we've seen this. To be fair, if you think about these, when the teams in the Premier League make it to those second-tier trophies, I'm talking Europa League and Conference League, they seem to struggle in the league the following season. I think there's exceptions to that rule. I think if I'm not mistaken, Chelsea was still pretty decent the year they were in those. But when we see these lower tier teams, and look at Bournemouth this year. I imagine Bournemouth's probably going to be 14th in the league or something like that, because it's going to be hard for them to manage that Thursday Sunday balance sheet. Whereas someone like if you give Arsenal a Thursday, was it Thursday Sunday, they'll do it fine, right? Because the squad size and everything. But
no, I think Crystal Palace. What did they win? What did they win last year?
They won the Conference League.
Yeah, and they won the conference. Wait, did they win the Conference League? I thought they won.
They didn't win the Europa League. They won the Conference League. I thought. Am I right?
No, they won the Europa League. So they won.
No.
They won the Champions League the year before, and last year they must have. Oh no, you're right. They won
the conference.
They won the Conference League.
So they'll be in Europa League this year.
Did they actually win it?
Yeah, they beat Rayo.
Yeah.
Lozano.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, they won their way through, but they're finishing bottom of the table, towards the bottom of the table. So
right. Again, but if you're looking at from, like I said, my whole thing was Crystal Palace, Forest. Mm-hmm. I know Forest has history in the '70s of being super successful. I get that, but I think he's going to do well there, or he's going to do horribly early, and that guy's going to fire him. They only end one of two ways. That's it.
Yep. All right, let me finish going through this right here. Chelsea could be dangerous with only having to play once a week. Players like Estevao, Palmer, Rodgers, Sada, etc. can play and get rest. less rotation required. I mean, just think about it. Chelsea rested their players before, right? They would just put in a whole new lineup playing in the European Cups, right? So it's not as if they haven't done something to this effect already. They were doing it. They were doing it the last time they were in the Cups, right? So I don't know if it makes a difference. I mean, they were doing this.
It makes it historically. It makes a difference if you're not in Western European competitions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, what I'm saying is they didn't have to use their Premier League starters to play in the cup matches, right? So the rest we're talking about is the same rest they're getting now without, because now they don't even play it. Before they didn't. If you said your starters sit out the European League Cups or the cup matches, right? Same rest they're getting now. The rest they're getting now is the same rest they were getting before.
Yeah, but they're not boarding a plane, not planning and all that stuff. You can focus on the league.
I don't know if they all traveled anyways, right? You're making it sound like they traveled so that's the wear and tear of wore them down. You said sit on a plane was wearing them down. What you're saying?
Can.
I think it does.
You gotta do them high knees. You know what I mean?
I guess. Yeah.
That's a
It's an
Russell Wilson
opportunity
joke.
by not trying to get stones on a free.
that
That
sucks.
surprised me that we didn't try to at least get him, especially the fact that we know we needed a center back he could do. I think the thing is that we needed to lean on him to be an everyday starter for us for the first number of weeks.
I'm always disappointed we don't go for these guys on threes.
Yeah.
I think Arteta likes. Yeah, I mean, who's to say Arteta has shown defensively he knows what he's doing a lot of times with these players. So, it's hard for me to say anything about him when it comes to defense because he seems to be pretty solid in things he's done. Let's see. We also have White who can play right. Yeah, right. White can play right center back, but if Timber is your right center back right now, your right back right now, White needs to be available for that and over being the center back. For me, I think he plays the fullback a little bit better. And if you said you could give Timber rest to get him back into form by having White play and not wear him down, because that's what happened a couple of seasons ago, right? We're like, okay, we've got White who can play the fullback or right center back, and then we lost the two players sitting in front of him. You need to have coverage. Got E. Ross, the boss in the house. This is G-Bun in the crew. Thanks for joining us, E. Ross. Hit the like, subscribe, people. Let's do that if you haven't already. Did White play in the game on Saturday? Yeah, he did. He was the captain. He was the captain. He went up and got the trophy. So yeah, he started. I think he should get rest. I don't think we want to wear him out. Yeah.
I still want to be playing him at right back because I just don't think he can hold up there.
Well, I think
Well,
he's gonna have to play somewhere. We're gonna keep him, right? He's gonna have to play right back. He's gonna play center back.
They're having a center back.
let's do the math here, right? All right. So if you've got 38 Premier League games, 8 Champions League games, you're guaranteed. If you get out of the group in the top half, you avoid the extra round. So let's say what's the max there? Anyway, 50 games a season, 55 or whatever. What are you thinking as far as Ben White's output, Tony? Like, I agree with you that there's a world where he's not going to be able to do the full season healthy. The history's there, unfortunately. Well, what is an adequate output if Timber and White are the two? What percent are you looking at from a minutes perspective? If we're talking 10,000 minutes in a season, and again I'm just throwing numbers out here. What percentage of minutes would you think is adequate for us to feel like Ben White is value added on this team?
It's hard to say.
Yeah.
I would use him in the Champions League is where I would start him if you're starting at right back.
Okay.
If you get 1,500 minutes out of him, is that good, or do you need more?
I think 2,000 is probably what I'm thinking.
He's kind
15
of
is well. If you, again,
Yeah,
if you
okay, here's the here.
go
Let
ahead.
me stop you guys.
Yep.
He
Go ahead.
played 1,800 minutes last year, and he wasn't even healthy for us. He played 1,800. He played 700 minutes in the league, and 1,100 minutes in the cups and the Champions League, essentially. So the numbers you probably mean to say like 2,500 minutes. You know what I mean?
3,000.
That's what you would need to play for us. Basically, about like half the games in the Premier League, essentially.
he's not gonna do that.
That's what you would need from him,
Well,
based on the fact that Saliba he is not gonna hit 4,200 minutes in all matches. He's not gonna play in 48 or 50 matches, right? Saliba's not gonna do that. So basically, 1,500 to 2,500 of his minutes probably are gone, right? We need to figure out where to get those 2,500 minutes.
hmm.
I mean, Hinkapia did 2,700 as it is, so he's not going to take up many minutes there. So that's where we have to figure out where to get all those minutes. Is Timber gonna? I mean, Timber did 3,300 minutes, and we know how he finished off the season, right? But he's also going to lose some minutes there. He's not going to play. He might play the same minutes, but we'll need to make up the difference, right?
All right. So in the league, 3,420 minutes is if the games went straight 90, 38 games, 90 minutes, 3,420 minutes. So ideally in the league there, I think 2,000 minutes is fair. If I can get that out of you.
That's double. That's almost triple what he did last year for White.
Champions League.
For White.
That's what I was
In
saying
terms of,
about
like,
the Champions League.
Let's go.
Champions League for Ben White. Ben White did. I played more cup matches. No, he played 600 minutes. So he played.
He's gonna need to play more than that, though.
All right, 720 minutes in the Champions League in the group phase. That's what you're looking at there. So, all right, let's think about this also. FA Cup starts January, third round. Also, the Carabao Cup. I think you can give all those minutes to Salmon, right?
Yeah.
So, man, that's a tough one. I mean,
FA Cup, Salmon played 3 matches, started 1.
what's the max amount of matches you can do in the FA Cup from the third round? Is it
So
7?
we got knocked out in the quarters, right?
That was 4 games afterwards, right? Your third round.
No, but which round did we get knocked out in? Quarters?
Yeah.
So semis and finals, so 180 minutes, so about 52.
7
58.
games?
520 minutes, basically.
Right. Yeah, 520.
Is that right? Did I have that right? No, 540. 540 minutes is total. If we played all 5 rounds. Sorry, 6 rounds.
We really should look at last year's as kind of like the max. That would have been the ideal.
I'm looking at the last. Oh wait, you mean last year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last year in FA Cup, so we played 4 matches, right? In the EFL, we played 540. Same thing. So six games in each. If we start in the same position we did last year, 540 minutes. So it's about 1,000 minutes just for the domestic cups.
So we came into the Champions League at the round of 16, right? Quarterfinals, semifinals. All right, cool. This is just a rough estimate of total minutes, right? This is if you make it to the Champions League final. This is if you make it to the League Cup final. This is if you make it to the FA Cup final. You're looking at 6,000 minutes available.
Yep.
So again, if Ben White, who did 1,800 last year, can get you 3,000, I mean, the answer to this question is obviously another fullback is needed.
Yep.
I mean,
Agreed.
and again, like it's just the bigger need to me than another defender because I still feel like you've got other players that can. I mean, Mascara played well. He came in that Liverpool game and looked good. I know he's played right back, and that's an option there to also think about. But if you're thinking about the right back position, given Timber and White's injury history, 6,000 minutes needed for that position. Sure, Mascara can fill in when you need to. But don't forget those games where Doku had to go on Mascaro, and he did well, did his part, but you don't get that same warm fuzzy feeling with Mascara. I mean, look,
Yeah.
Champions League final, Mascara, going up against Barcola,
Yeah.
or was it Kvaratskhelia that
That's
part
fine.
too? That's a little pucker factor. Now he did his part, but at the same time,
Well, that's why I said I felt like Arteta went to the well too many times,
Yeah.
brought out his luck a little bit. We go through the chat, keep up. T-Bag did play. He did play for about 30 minutes, but I think he should be gone. I think Tonali would be valued more than Bruno for age alone. Yeah, I just think Bruno's a better player, so you go with the better. We need the better player. And we
Tonali
don't-
got busted for gambling too, so there's that history issue
Yeah.
as well.
Well, it's not. Hopefully it's over, but I
Yeah.
think what we needed was a Bruno over Tonali. We needed somebody similar, more similar to Rice than a young player with potential essentially. So I think we need to solidify the midfield. I think he does that for us. We don't miss Rice. We have Bruno as much as with Tonali and had to miss
Yeah,
Rice.
when you got Bruno and Zubimendi, it's not much of an issue when Rice is gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're not dropping. Our midfield isn't dropping significantly a lot. It's got minutes, I believe. And I've had high hopes with you. Yeah, you did. You call him a teabag, but you have high hopes for him.
I can't believe you called him teabag.
I
Gary.
did. I
It's a term
got
of
me.
endearment, gentlemen. There's nothing
Yeah.
personal with it.
I fit White is great. Yeah, I fit White. That's the problem. You don't know if we're going to get that.
And let's be fair, Ben White has been a good servant to the club, if we're honest.
Yeah.
So has Timber.
Yeah.
Timber's got more to offer, I think. I mean, look at.
As long as he stays out of the middle for me.
I mean, look, I'll say this much with Timber. Right. Timber played in the Champions League final and missed the World Cup. And that says a lot about who he is. Now, granted, did he play that Champions League final and tweak something? Maybe. But at the same time, he went out there when he probably wasn't less than healthy, and he looked really good.
Yeah, I would have liked to see him start, or rather than started the Champions League and then pull him.
Yeah.
By the time we brought him on, it was too late.
Yeah.
I
That's
think
okay, though.
Fabio came in when we were still a mess and finding our way. We could look more effective in the system. I still don't think Fabio. I don't think could work in our midfield.
Nope.
I mean, the same way we complain about Erdogan in our midfield, you're going to complain even more about Fabio in our midfield. Even more. I don't think he'll hold up. How's Fabio's fitness been over the last year? Well, I think he played a lot of games for Hamburg and even Porto. I think he played both. So, but those aren't Premier League minutes.
Yeah.
It's a difference. Also, London says he misses old bearded. He used to go potty on my comments, and our squad would be pissing himself giggling with that lawyer blood. Oh,
I'm missing the inside joke, but
I don't know that one.
people get it, and that's the good thing. I don't have
Yeah.
to get it.
Yeah. I think you're going to see a lot of players staying at the club. To be honest, honestly, they could do well for us. No, yeah, I just don't. I mean, the players that are on the outs, they're on the outs. Players that are established themselves are going to be here for a long time, as long as we can keep them. Last year it would have been better suited to Man City. I'm glad they got Maresca. Yeah, he
We'll see
definitely
how
comes with. Glasgow definitely comes with a little bit of good CV. So yeah. We'll take it. We'll take whatever they want to give us. Yeah, Dalman just did well in the GCSEs. Yeah, he's working on that. That's probably why we didn't get to see a lot of them last year. So we should be good this year. We get more minutes. You're still yet to sell a player for more than we sold Iwobi, which feels like a lifetime ago. Yeah, I don't know. Unless we sell like a Martinelli, I don't think we're going to see a player go for that much this year. Even where he should go for that much. Should go easily. Should go for 50. Easily. Talking about potential. Yeah, your money stand. Yeah, but I think our players will. I believe Martinelli is worth more. I believe Ethan and Murray is definitely worth more than they will be in this market. Sure. He won the FA Cup and the Conference League. Yep. Certified top manager. I don't know. We'll see how he does. We'll see how he does. All with balance. Yep. But the more we can make, the more we can spend on upgrades for sure. Well, that's a trick. We give that we can't sell because the values are low because the salaries are high. So you got to find a happy like the same like right now. Zubamendi's salary is like half of what Martinelli's is, and we can sell Zubamendi if we wanted to, probably more than anybody else that we could sell right now that we'd want to sell, right?
Well, you need Martinelli and Jesus off the wage bill.
No, that's the problem. We got players that would sell for those big amounts, but they're on lower salary. The ones that we want to sell have the higher salaries, and their value is low. So that's where the whole it would be nice if they took the salary into effect when you sold them with that PSR thing or whatever. It doesn't seem like they do.
It's still such a bargain that we get Gabriel for $150,000 a year. Mega legs.
A week.
Yeah, a week.
Yeah. Well, he wanted to be here, right? He took the.
Yep.
He's probably could have got paid more elsewhere.
I mean, he always just signs a contract and moves on.
Yeah, Stan, we have got piles of money. Yeah, we got piles of money. We just don't work that way financially, right? We one in, one out.
Yeah, but it was like 200 million from a Champions League and about the same.
That doesn't mean anything. If it meant something, we would have just went and spent it. That actually doesn't mean anything. We can spend a lot of money on our players, but our salary is the problem. You just said it right there. If you take away Martinelli, you take away Gabriel Jesus' salary, that equals Vinny's. We're not missing that money going to Vinny. Because Gabriel Jesus doesn't play much for us. Martinelli, if you said, I want to replace Martinelli with Vinny, I don't think anybody would even complain.
Nope.
So Viet says it's got a feeling Leeds gets to a cup final this season. If we're saying all these teams can do well, I don't know if Leeds is going to make it to a cup final this year. I think it might be even tougher.
Well, the thing that they got going for them is they got a good goalkeeper they brought in, so that's going to help out with them drastically.
Yeah.
No, it's going to be tough.
Yeah.
So people think we're going to struggle.
No one
in
knows.
these games.
I mean, no one really knows. We got.
And then get relegated. That'd be funny. Yeah, I believe Leeds finish in the top half. Yeah, they could. They could. But Shannon Bruno is a great signing, but Vinny is the final boss level signing. Yeah. No, I think Vinny definitely gets us in that rare air. Gets us where we don't lose those cup finals the way we did.
And that's what player we missed last year because we could have won with Champions League if we had Vinny.
Yeah, same scenario comes up and you got Vinny on your left side. You're like, But this year it could be Vinny and then it could be Saka getting back to health, right? So we shall see. Remember, we were out 9 past the Leeds last season. Yeah, we did. They did not have good days against us.
So where do you play Dalman at?
You just play him. You find his body. You can play in the right. You can play in the middle, right? Does he? Like I said, I don't think his minutes should improve. But are they going to take significant minutes from our starters? I don't think he's ready for that. He'll probably get starts in the cup matches, right, like he did last year. It'll be one year experience from the last time. Probably do much better, right? I think he tried to do too much when he came in. Now he knows he doesn't have to do as much. So I think think okay, that's minutes for. That's definitely minutes for Dalvin. Definitely minutes for Dalvin. Let's see, MLS versus La Liga Mexico League Cup matches are on right now. Yeah. All right. No, I'm not watching that. Prime time footy, yeah. I enjoy. Agree, misfit. White's all around game is better, yeah. What do you think about that? White is our best all around right back. Timber's one that is too one dimensional.
But Timbers a better defender.
Well, it says when fully fit, Timber might be the best right back in the world. So it's kind of like, huh? So I don't know. If you're the best right back, but then he's the best all around right back. I don't know which one is it?
Timber's really good when he's healthy. Really, really good.
I know last year they had him as being the highest value right back in the league.
I remember when I first saw him play for Arsenal at that All-Star game last year, or not last year, 23, and he just stuck out. He just looked
And
quality.
he's playing out of position, right? So
Yeah, he was
came
playing.
as a center back, and they put him as a. I think they put him in the midfield, or I can't remember.
No, he played left back starting, I think.
I like him on the left.
Well, I mean, ideally, yeah, I think he's good. He's good on the left too. I almost wonder how good Calafiore would be on the right too.
Just got to keep these guys healthy. So
Yeah, I mean, again, so if a fifth fullback would not hurt this team at all to have at all.
Nope.
I would argue if you could get me this window right now, Bruno over the line. Okay, that's first and foremost. Get me an additional left wing, whoever that is. Obviously, everybody would love Vinny, but left wing, and then give me another fullback. I'd be okay with that window, and push out a couple people that need to be sold, whether that's Martinelli, Jesus.
what fullback is that?
That I want?
That answers that question. Yeah.
I don't know. Again, I didn't expect you to do a follow-up question on that one, if I'm
Well,
honest.
I mean that's the problem with this thing. We bring up positions that we want, and it's like if you've looked at what Arsenal's looking at, I don't know what fullbacks we've actually that actually come up in discussions, like from the media and stuff like that we're talking to.
You'd probably be looking somewhere in Spain.
Yeah, but we know that they don't hold up well.
It's hard. Yeah,
That's the problem. That's the problem, right? We so far, like everybody we brought from Europe come over.
Well,
hasn't lasted. We can really keep the English ones healthy.
if you're thinking about a squad type player, because that's what you're probably going to bring in, you're not going to bring in a starter. I'm gonna get ratioed for this, even though this isn't Twitter. Okay, what about someone like a Wan-Bissaka?
I've heard his name come up. So.
I haven't heard his name come up. I'm just throwing out there as an example.
No, I've heard the name. That that's why when you said his name, that name has come up.
Oh, you heard your sources mention that?
No. You and this source thing, you guys like to go after people. So I've heard that name come up as a player that we might have been looking at. I don't think it was from my source. I think it was just people talking about players that we can bring in.
I'd be looking for someone that plays in the Premier League currently that would potentially be a squad player that, you know what, you're probably going to give us, 1,000 to 1,500 minutes, right?
In the league, right?
In the league, sure. We talked about the 6,000 minutes total. Someone that can get Arsenal 2,500 total minutes in all comps. That's fair. Bring him in. Now, again, if Salmon can do that job, then that's the answer from an overall cost.
What 16-year-old defender have you heard of lately?
Again,
16. You barely hear 18. We couldn't get Saliba at 18 to give us what you were asking Solomon to do at 16. That's what you're asking. You asked him to do something with Saliba, who came in as a teenager, right? I think he was still 18 or so when he came in. And we said, no, he's not ready. And you look at Saliba's build versus Salmon's build, and we're like, nah, he's not ready yet.
Well, if you make him play Tony's favorite position, which is wingback, I'm just joking. I'm kidding. No. Again, I say that, but again,
I would like Simon to get the minutes. I'm just going by what we've seen. I just kind of felt like we're not talking about Salmon minutes. We're talking about a legit player to come in and be able to start, week in, week out for a month, for example, or for back-to-back weeks or something like that.
Look, if you're gonna do it, okay. So there's a comment that's further down the line. It could also be a left back you bring in too.
Yeah.
But again, you could, and that's with pushing Mascaro outright. Because I think in certain games, Mascaro could fill that right back role perfectly. If you know you're not going against a pacey winger on the side, or I think if you're playing Leeds United, yeah, I said it, Tom. You're not listening, but if you're playing Leeds United, yeah, I think.
But this is the player management thing that you need to be able to figure out the games that you need to the same way that PSG did not play all their players for every game in the league.
There you go.
There's definitely games they didn't have to play because they knew they were going to either dominate or they had the upper edge no matter who they put in. So Arteta's going to have to figure that one out as well. I think if our players don't have to play every game in the league, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they don't. Hakimi, I don't know that question mark. Is that? Oh, you're talking about the best right back in the league, yeah.
Could you bring in Hakimi?
No, I don't think you can bring him in, but I think the best right back in the world, I think Hakimi's name is up there with Timber when Timber's healthy. I think that's what he meant.
Yeah.
I think Nunez was the best right back in Europe last and followed up the Star World Cup. Yeah, his name has come up as well.
Good Timber on transfer market's the third most valuable fullback.
Who are the two in front of him?
Ninth.
Who?
Calafiori.
Yeah.
Who are the two in front of
probably Hakimi and
Hakimi and Mendes.
Okay, fullback. Yeah. They're on different sides, so that's a nice thing. So he's actually two.
Well, it must be nice. PSG have the best wingers in the world and the best fullbacks in the world, and the best midfield, by the way, too.
Yeah. Hakimi for me.
Must be nice to be owned by a nation state, I guess.
See, when you say life's a bit defensively, then that means, right? If Arteta ever realized that they don't have to be, 100 on the defensive scale, that it's all right. They'll take some of the other parts of their game.
I think one thing that the fan base needs to learn this year, and now that the monkey's off the back, or the proverbial monkey, whatever phrase you like to use for that, to enjoy the games this season as best as we can. I know I'm going to try to enjoy them more and try to enjoy the moment. I know you live by that motto, Gary, and you're very good at it.
We have too many games. You just said it. We play every game that we have out there, right? We're talking about 50 plus games, 60 games.
Do you want to guess for the 17th most valuable fullback?
Who's that? Ben White?
Nope.
Takeru Tomiyasu.
Nope. Miles Lewis Skelly.
There you go. So we got 3 of the top 20 right there in our squad.
We still need more.
We need more because the Timber's injury is an injury concern. That's why.
Look at the levels, though. Hold on. Look at the levels. Who were the first 2 best fullbacks on that list you said earlier, Tony?
Mendes and
Hakimi.
And how many minutes did they have to play last year compared to our players? It's significantly less that they were asked to do. That was the whole thing with the PSG game. They came in basically with 1,000 to 2,000 minutes less than our players, right? I don't think it made a difference because of the way we slowed the game down to our pace, but they had a little extra gear that we could not get to. We finish this chat. We finish this, then we're gonna. I don't know when we're gonna go, but we're gonna get to the end of the list here. But if you're going for a coward playing right back, he's the best at it for me. That's kind of rough. FC Cincinnati versus Pachuca, 2-1 at the half. Great game so far. Enjoy the game. when you said coward, I was like, that's kind of mean. He meant you're going for a forward playing right back. He's best at it. All right. I heard that. Let's see. All agreed. We need a right back ASAP. That's what Biggs is on your side. Get a right back in. And I think people were saying Ben White anyways, coming back from an injury, and then as soon as Timber is still not healthy, everybody, well, maybe Ben White's all right. And I think the problem with Ben White's still there. If you could improve the floor by bringing in somebody better than Ben White, you do that, right? The same way that we bring in Hincapie and Calafiori. You do the same thing on the right side. Better than what we had before, right? We had better. They're better than what we had on the left side before. So why not with Ben White? Arsenal taking over the Carter this year, Team Money. Yeah, it sounds like it. It sounds like if we bring in Vinny, we definitely are. Yeah, definitely are.
Hakimi had a staggering 2,619 minutes played last year.
Yeah.
Total or in the league?
Total.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So,
1374
in the league.
Yeah. And Timber, right, had 3,300 and he was injured. So yeah. And Calafiori had 2,200 and he was injured. Hincapie had 2,700 and that's because he had to come in and play some of the fullback, center back role. So yeah. And as I said, Ben White had 1,800 minutes and he didn't play much. Between White and Timber, we have one fit right back, pretty much where he sits right now. Same kind of Ross. Let's see what else we got going on here.
You put them all together.
Jurriën Timber is recovering from a persistent groin injury originally sustained in March 2026, which also required a minor operation and forced him to miss the World Cup. Yeah. So there's no reason we shouldn't be rushing him back. So maybe we should have, maybe we do get that right back cover.
And probably 80% of our injuries are muscle injuries.
Yeah. So we need more depth. Yes, I got the 79 Steelers versus Bill game on. Steelers are up 14-0. Wow.
So let's not forget.
Let me finish this and we can catch up. I'm almost done. White is more effective than Timber, in my opinion. White has a link up. Yeah. I think, like I said, they offer different things, but you're not going to tell me Timber gets bumped for White.
Well, White's not now a hold up. That's a problem. He's a hold up less than Timber will.
Yeah, but defensively, I think Timber should help us. He shouldn't have to put in as much attacking work as the defensive work that he puts in. So I don't know. I think you say if Timber's one of the best right backs in the world, you'll take him over a better crosser. Hopefully, I can rotate the squad a bit more this season, and we have numbers for the cup games for sure. For sure, he's going to have to manage the minutes based on the way the seasons ended the last couple of seasons.
Who wants to guess on Mendez minutes?
2,500?
Higher.
2,900.
Higher.
Oh, 3,500.
Lower.
So, yeah.
So 29.79.
Yeah, so he's less than Timber, and Timber, so there you go. Martinelli and Saliba were signed in the same window. Saliba didn't get to play until, yeah. That's because, you know why? That's why I believe the reason why that happened is because Arteta knows his defense. He doesn't know his attacking, because if he saw Martinelli's attack, he would have said he needs to give him more minutes to work on his craft. The same way he said, you know what, Saliba, you need to work on your minutes to work on your craft. And then you can come back, right? That's a difference. Arteta knows his defense for some reason. He knows the defense. So there you go. Patience and development. Yeah. I saw Saliba play versus Everton and Baltimore 22-23 summer. Thought this guy's going to be special. It was on a preseason match, but he played fantastic. Yeah, he looked good. When he first came out, and he definitely needed the time away. Who are also going to play at center back for Saliba? Well, we had in our center field with Mascara, and Mascara was playing for Saliba. So, yeah, so the Mascara could play there, right? He's done it. If he could do it in Anfield, he could do it, against Coventry City and Chelsea and who else? And Villa. We played Villa. play Coventry City, Villa, and then Chelsea. I think in the first 3 matches. So he should. If we had to play Mosquera there, I think we'll be fine. Gabriel will probably be back by then. So Hincapie won't have to play there. I was at that game too, in DC versus MLS All-Stars too. It was definitely the standout in that game. Yeah, and we did look good in the preseason, playing wherever they put him. A South American pairing at center back for us, Ross. Hincapie and Big Gabby. Even Mosquera's tend to be from Colombia. But I don't think that works, right? Because Hincapie plays on the left, and I think Gabriel's on the left, so I don't think we're going to see that. If Mosquera is fine. Right? That's Inter Miami versus Philadelphia Union 4-4. Scoring. Kabayan Sullivan, future City player. I'm going to try to go through all this chat. Juan Basaki is a sensible mention. Yeah. Like I said, I've heard that name, so might be okay to bring him in. He'd be a great fit, says BX. Philadelphia on the left. Yes, that would be a solid defense. I think it'd be a Gabby, center back, White on the right. Yeah, I mean, I don't know who plays on the right center back though, because both Hincapie and Gabby play on the left, based on the way they've played. I believe, right? That's how things have played out, right? I think Hincapie played on the he played on the left, and that's where Gabriel played. So, like I said, Mosquera is the right center back behind Saliba. So, if we're saying we need somebody who can play behind Mosquera, right? I don't know. Maybe it's me. Got Tiger Good in the house from Australia. Morning, lads. Thanks for joining us. We're about to get out of here. I don't know if these guys left me, and it's almost time to go. Facts, Ross. That's a solid back line. Yeah. I think, like I said, last year we had 8 on the back line that we could rotate and not miss a beat. This year we were going to have at least in the 2 defensive midfield spots. We actually in all 3 spots we're 2 deep, right? We're 2 deep in every midfield spot right now. We're 4 deep in some of them, so we'll be all right in the midfield for sure. With especially Bruno coming in. But that's a back line with 3 left footers. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I don't think Hincapie and Gabriel will play.
It doesn't matter what feet they are. Come on.
It does matter. So why if you're going to be clearing the ball, you don't be clearing across your body, right?
We went years with all right footers back there.
I mean, if you're playing in a pinch, I don't think it matters.
Well, but we have the players to play there, so why wouldn't we just play them? Like Mosquera is our backup to Saliba, so why wouldn't he just play where he played all along? And Pierre hasn't played on the right side. Neither is Gabriel of late, right? So you're just playing them out of position for what? You're like weakening them, right? That's how I see it, anyways. I mean, not much, but it could be enough. Bruno has played over 60 through balls in his Premier League career, combined to Rice's 7, and that's including his time at West Ham. Very different players. Yeah, Rice does all this stuff, and I think the 2 of them would be great playing together. So you get the best of both worlds in that midfield. Oh, good. We'll go for another 30 minutes. All right. When Arteta joined, Martinelli had already been at the club and established himself under Emery. Saliba was still an unknown. Yeah, but like I said, Arteta could see from Saliba that he wasn't ready. For some reason, he looked at Martinelli and was like, "I don't know." Yeah, that's the difference. I think if he has the same eye for talent as a manager, he needs to be able to see that Martinelli's talent wasn't.
Did Martinelli get frozen out too by Arteta?
I don't think so. I know I've joined them late again. That's no problem. But we're going to get out of here soon. But we're going to finish up, have a little more chat. I remember when it took us 10 years to get a CDM. Yeah. Now we've got 2 in the last fight. Yeah. In the last 3 seasons, I think. Yeah. All right. What do you guys want to talk about before we go? It's well past my bedtime. Not my bedtime, but my getting off time.
Time.
And I don't mean
you want to say that again, Gary?
I mean shutting the show down time.
I mean, I'm good to go if you're good to go. I'm just thinking about, Season's coming fast in. I'm tired. See, fast.
It's
It's coming.
17 days, sir.
Yeah, 17 days, man. So it's
Good
about
accuracy.
here. Um, yeah. Uh, hopefully Bruno's done this week. The Vinny thing is the Vinny thing. If that happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I think, to kind of piggyback or to close up my feelings on it, if Vinny's not going to happen, make a decision now about what you're going to do with that money you were willing to spend on Vinny.
And that's 2 players there.
100%. And, you know, it, you know, I was looking at some of these fullbacks in the league, I mean, Aaron Hickey, Wan-Bissaka obviously is no longer in the league. Some of these players you'd have no chance getting. Like, you're not going to go. I mean, you get a Dallo, you don't want him. There's.
That's her problem. They're not that big of a market for left wingers.
No, there's not a massive market for it. So, again, like, are you going to run it back with Zolas and Martinelli? That's the problem.
Well, I mean, there's still Barcola that could be possibly talking about Vinny money. So he hasn't gone yet. So it's supposedly they're having a big meeting tomorrow, and maybe our Arsenal will find out whether or not Vinny will just take the pay cut, take the cut in whatever benefits he's looking at and stay. That's the thing. If he was going to take the L on certain things, he would have done it by now, right?
Well, he's saying everything right. I'll say this much: if there's not a disgruntled player there, I don't sense that vibe of a disgruntled player. So, I mean, I saw some pictures today saying he's happy to be there. So he's doing the professional act. Whether it's true or not is the other thing. Again, I thought in my mind,
Bruno did the same thing, right? And eventually Bruno just said, you know what? As a professional, let's just make this. Let's just do this now, right? I suppose that's the way the conversation went. It's like I don't want to drag this out, because like you're dragging it out and you're not helping yourself either.
You're dragging this out in a way that I'm just going to forget that I want to leave.
But
they're dragging it out in the sense that, you know what, either stop Arsenal from, make sure Arsenal doesn't stay, or let me go, right?
This Vinny knows it's his last big contract, so.
Yeah, so if he's going for the money, then he comes to Arsenal. Right now, unless he gets his money. If he stays, if he doesn't take the money, then it never mattered.
And I'm sure Arsenal doesn't care about the image rights and some of that other stuff.
I don't believe they have any control over it anyways. My understanding is that they get 100% of their image rights anyway, so that's the difference.
It's weird how those Brazilian players have that.
My understanding is the English. The way the English model is, players get all of their image rights anyways. The team makes money off of them for jersey sales and whatnot, but the image rights the players get. The problem is that we're talking about certain play like we don't have any players at the level of a Vinny or Mbappe or Haaland, right? We don't have any of those players, so that's the difference. Let me go through the rest of this chat, and then we'll probably get out of here. Question for us: pass or gas? I think Zolis is our first choice left wing option this season.
I'm gonna say no. Okay, if given what I have right now, I think Martinelli would start over him.
And that's a problem because I don't think Martinelli is a starter.
agree with you. I'm going off of what I've seen, and again, if Martinelli gets sold and someone else comes in, even if it's not Vinny, then I think the answer to that is possibly yes.
We've given Martinelli all of the time in the world to improve in all of the ways they should be able to improve to solidify that spot, take it and showcase it and do everything. He hasn't done it, so why is it going to change this time?
Let's do a stupid what if here. Let's do a dumb what if, all right? And everybody loves my what ifs. All right, Bruno over the line. I get you a fullback. Whoever that is, who knows?
Don't care.
Right. Can you live in a world where, God, I even want to. Rashford's the guy that comes in.
Nope.
So he gives you probably more than Martinelli.
There you go. And that's what we're looking for right now, more than Martinelli. Which again, I don't like that. I'm just doing a what if.
If I gives you more than Martinelli gives you.
Yeah.
And if Solis is who we think he is, he'll push him for minutes. So
Yeah.
you'd be fine there. He doesn't have to play every game and wear himself down and maybe lose some of his form. So,
I think Carrick's gonna heal that relationship between them though, so I don't think that the Rashford thing's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Did Villa bring in Garnacho? Is
I
that really
don't,
did?
I don't, I
Or was
don't
that just a stupid rumor we saw?
I think that's just at least it was a room. I don't know
Because
the
they
Garnachos.
were talking about bringing in, was it Jackson and him or something?
I thought Jackson was going to go to like Liverpool or something like that.
I thought it was like Germany or something.
Yeah,
That's where he
probably
played last
Germany.
year.
Let's see what Garnacho comes up when I search here.
I think he's
Garnacho was
still at
playing.
Villa.
No, you know what? You were right. Garnacho is at Villa.
Okay. Interesting.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, Villa are playing some team called Putnam United. I think he plays for Villa. Right? I don't think he plays for Putnam United. So I think he plays for Villa. So yeah, I guess they did. You know what? I guess they did bring him in. So there you go.
There
He
you
was
go.
not available, folks. Sorry. Martinelli was frozen out by Arteta. He won the Player of the Month fill-in for Aubameyang, and he never saw him again all season. Then he gets injured in training. Interesting. Yeah. Probably Arteta stuck a leg in there. That's probably when Tony was saying like when he's going to be center forward for us. Never came about. Martinelli was the only one who got injured who didn't lose his pace. That is true. He still got his pace.
Very true.
He needs to work on that finishing. My gut is Solis becomes starting left wing. It all depends on who we bring in. If we don't bring in anybody, then potentially yes. Through merit, I think through just his body of work. I think that's we have the atmosphere and camaraderie that could learn. I think so. I think we do have a good squad to bring him in and be able to. I mean, I think to be able to manage him for sure. I think Bruno would be able to work with him. I think Rice definitely would be able to as well. Let's see. Real Madrid is a terrible show behind the scenes. But they work and I live. I mean, it's too soon to say it, but are they Barcelona? Are they hitting that Barcelona drought? Barcelona is a big squad. Next thing you know, not so big anymore. Have they hit that? Have they hit the wall? Have they hit that window where they're just going to not be good for consistently for a bit? Is that the Mbappe effect? Solis and Martinelli could be a 1-2 knockout combo. We said that about Trossard and him. That's the thing. I don't think Martinelli playing second fiddle is. He needs to go out there and work. Work.
I would still rather have Trossard coming off the bench than Martinelli.
There's still a world bringing in Bruno is going to pump up those numbers for those guys. Stan brought up the interesting stat about the through balls.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't looked that up just to verify that.
Well, I know, Rice Rice isn't that trusting in making that pass. I know they say he makes all these passes, but they're not those type of passes that put us through on goal.
Bruno could be that 8, right? that I think Arteta was trying to purchase to replace Xhaka.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not sure where we finished the league, but at one point we had the most through balls in the league,
Yeah.
surprisingly.
Well, there you go. So again, if Bruno comes into this team,
But where are these through balls going? Are they actually going towards the goal, or are they just going into the box? You know what I mean? Like, are they actually putting somebody like the through ball that Diamond put on? If you saw any of the replays into Havertz, is that what we're talking about? That type of through ball, or are we talking about the through ball that Calafiori passed to Zolas, and Zolas, did what he can, got open and scored? You know what I mean? Like the different. Is that what I don't know. Maybe Zolas isn't a good example, but I mean, are they like? I think sometimes when you lower your percentage of completeness, or you increase your risk, you increase the risk that you might score, or you increase the opportunities to score. You take that, right?
Yeah, but if you have Bruno and Vinny Jr., you know it's a workout game.
No, they know how to work with each other for sure. And then maybe you bring it on a Martinelli, and he plays on the right, and now you've got a Caribbean Brazilian attack the sieve, close out games, right?
Or you just play him in the Champions League phase.
Mm-hmm. Players that show hard improvement can make more of an impact, in my opinion. No, that is true, but talent sometimes outweighs all of that stuff. We know that. We know that talent also, and that has nothing to do with heart and commitment. Sometimes he's just really gifted. He's really gifted. What if we actually played a proper offensive style like in the 18 games of the 23-24 season where these players scored 54 goals? Yeah.
there you go. Bring in a guy like Bruno to do the Xhaka role and see how that turns out.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah. We need to take a step forward, and Bruno is a big step, and another, like you said, left wing could be that. I don't know if you guys saw the Zolas interview.
I didn't get a chance to
I
watch
don't
that.
Yeah, I did. I don't think I saw it, but I heard a lot of good things about what he was saying and stuff. Zolas is coming in very hungry and eager to make his mark. I like that a lot. He's not coming in right away. And that's what all players should be doing, right? That's why like Norgard not getting minutes was surprising. I doubt he came to sit on the bench in the very matches against Brentford, right? You know what I mean? Like the one game he probably could have played with Brentford. Can't even play that game. Come on, serious. Liverpool signed a 24-year-old Egyptian from Fiorentina for 36 mil. All right, talent without the right attitude is useless.
Facts.
They both go hand in. They both go hand in hand. Sometimes your talent is so good, you just deal with the attitude, right?
Yep.
Sometimes the attitude, you just deal with it. Like Rodman at his worst, right?
Yep.
You just dealt with the talent, right? Because guess what? You just dealt with it. I mean, when he went to protection, I think
Especially when he's at the Pistons.
when he was at the Pistons, yeah. I mean, they just dealt with dealing with him. They got and let him do what he needed to do. But the talent was there, but the attitude wasn't what you wanted. So, but he played for Jordan. He was playing for Jordan. So basically, at right. That's the same thing with when what's his name, the Minnesota wide receiver went to New England, right? All the stuff that he was doing, all the things that he was doing at Minnesota, right? He couldn't do that at New England, right? I mean, he was a little bit more mature then, but it still didn't really matter. You come to New England, you play a certain way. You just that's how it worked. Like they say these players came to Arsenal back in the days, and players would just lift them up off their feet, and tell them how things are. Right? Doesn't matter what you were before; it's what you are now. You gotta have the right mentality. Yeah.
Is it that when Birdie finished with like 51 touchdowns?
Yes. Yeah. 50. But again, the whole thing about Rodman, you just said that talent without attitude is useless. I will say this much. If you have an attitude, your talent better outweigh that.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
The
yeah.
minute you become more of a problem than you're worth,
They let you go. They definitely let you go. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Zelda's
Practice.
got the old
We're talking
Alexis
about
number.
practice.
Yep.
Yeah. Zelda's reminds me of Arshavin and Sanchez combo. Got some talent there. We'll see. Robin is a defensive legend, though. You can't just say, I can't give you an example. You say, oh, well, it's because he's a legend. No, he was that.
Yeah.
He's the antithesis of what you're saying players need to be.
How many teams did
He
he play
had the
for?
talent, and he played for 2, right?
3, I thought. I thought he played for the Spurs.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
I know he did the Pistons.
He did it in the
Spurs.
Bulls, right? Bulls, right?
feel
So
like-
he won where he went, right? So
Pretty much.
Rodman played his role. Yeah. You fit him into a box and he's fine, right? That's what you do with players that have
One of the
that
best
little reckless
defenders and best rebounders you can find. So.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna get out of here. We hit the 2-hour mark. Yeah. No, I hear you, BX. There are players that you've been doing your thing. Like I said, there are times when you go, I'll just overlook that. Vinny's one of those players where you go, I'll overlook that. When his talent's not there, then of course he's going to be not.
Yeah.
He might be a problem, and maybe you let him go at that point. But he doesn't seem like a player right now his talent is going to disappear. So we'll see.
I don't think he's ever be fighting with a staff like Obama was.
Probably not. All right.
Rodman played for 5 NBA teams.
Spencer.
Detroit, San Antonio, Chicago, LA.
I'll let you have the first say as we get out of here, Spencer.
Everybody take care, enjoy the rest of the week, and I'll see you on the next one.
Tony.
Short and sweet.
Last week was lots of wrestling. Now I'm just ready for soccer to start.
Soccer? What is soccer?
Football, whatever you want to call it.
It's called football. We watch football here.
The English called it Association Football.
Oh,
Which was called soccer.
we don't care about any of that. It's called football. All right.
Those are pesky facts, Tony. You know we don't like facts.
Yeah. Steven says, great show, guys. Have a great night. Yes, thank you for joining us, everybody.
My grandma just called it kickball.
Not the same, but all right. Everybody, thanks for joining us. Hit the subscribe and like buttons. We'll do this again next week. Hopefully, we're talking about 1, Bruno, 2, somebody else maybe. And we'll talk about the games. I think, do we play on the weekend as well? I don't know if we play on the weekend.
We have 5, so.
I know we have 5, but are we? Let's see who we play. So we play Real Betis tomorrow. On Sunday we play Dortmund at home, and Wednesday it's Como. And then Community Shield. I think we actually have 2. I think there are 2 friendlies in between all of that. I thought, or maybe those are the friendlies. The Como and the Dortmund game. So Real Betis, Dortmund, Como, and then we have the Community Shield against City. So there you go. 12 days from now, we'll be getting into the groove, and we'll see. We're preparing for Coventry City, which will be our first home match, first game of the season. Yeah. Everybody should be back. What do you think? Will everybody be back outside of Saliba? I don't know where everybody will be back. Maybe Rice and Saka might not be back. They shouldn't be back, but we'll see. Those players like to put their minutes in. Oh, there we go. Also, Ted Lasso season 4 starts. There you go. Been watching a lot of the reels on that stuff on the interweb. Australia calls it soccer. Yeah. Have a great night, says Tiger and Guna. Charlotte and Puma. There's all action opening 10 minutes. All right, check that out. If you're into the MLS and Mexico League All-Stars, I think is what he said.
Yeah, they're making a pretty good deal about this cup.
Yeah, the CONCACAF. Yeah.
Mhm. Cool. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining. We'll do this again in a week. We'll be live on the weekend as well. So check us out then. We'll hopefully be talking about Bruno, talking about the next game, and all the other crap that's going on in the world of football. Everybody, and we're out. And we'll see you guys on the next one.
Good night, Tony.
Oh, you know what I created a new outro. Let me see if I have it. Before I get out of here, let me go here. Let me go here. I think I put it in here. Let me make sure it's playing, and we can do the new outro. Where is it at? 25, please. Nope, I don't think I brought it over. I thought I put it over here. Nope. All right, fella. All right, we'll do the new outro. I did create a new outro.
We got a new unofficial Club World Cup champion.
Oh no, not that again.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got a new outro, and I think I'll put it out. That's still disappointing. You know what? Just a second. I'm gonna go find it.
Go put it in there, Gary.
I'm gonna go find it because I worked on it. There it is, sitting right there. Why did I not bring it over? We'll play it anyways. I don't know. It should be ready to go. Yeah, it should be ready to go. So let's see.
We'll find out.
We'll find out if it's a good one or not. Let's see. Go. 25. Let's see.
Leighton Orient is your new unofficial Club World Cup champion. So,
and you know what? As I tell Mr. Tom all the time, I don't care. I really don't care. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna drop it in. Oh, there it is. So we're gonna drop it in. I found it. Come on, let's go. Spencer, I can see you sent it in the WhatsApp. Everybody, just chill out for just a second. It's uploading. And we will come on.
Orient.
Come on. Yeah. What's going on? It's not up. It's a large file, so maybe it's late. It's taking its time.
Compress it.
This might be a long one too. I think I tried to put in a little bit of everything that we do at the show, and everything that's happened with Arsenal with the last season. Still thinking about it. Maybe it's. Oh, there we go. All right, it's there. Let me update this one thing, and we'll get out of here. And
5, 4.
There we go. Sorry.
All
right, everybody. Let's do this again. We'll see you guys on the next one. Outro's coming. The new outro's coming. We'll see you guys on the next one. This one's a little longer, but you should enjoy it. This is the same. So,
Journey. Okay, life's a journey. Don't waste the trip. Enjoy the ride. See you next time.